try this.
Welcome to the Charolais Chatter Podcast with Carrie Clift and Mitch Bennett. Now here are your hosts, Carrie and Mitch.
I don't know. That intro gets me all pumped up every time we do that, Mitch. And it's been how many episodes now? So we are season 2, episode 7 already. And we are March 1st, 2023. Mitch, what happened in January and February?
I don't know. It was cold here for a little bit.
Yeah. But we've got some really special guests all the way from Missouri. We got to figure out the right way to say that. But Missouri, we got Derry Wright and Chris Buesner all the way from the big town of Richmond, Missouri. Is that right?
That's right. Richmond.
Right.
Yep.
Right on.
Missouri.
Missouri. So you're Missourians.
Missouri. Yeah.
That we figured this out. Beaner, he's a Nebraskian, right? Is that how it goes? Cornhusker. Yep. But it's a pleasure to have you guys on, and we got a real fun episode to talk about an upcoming sale that you have coming and all the lots that you're going to be offering. We're going to go through a few of those here real shortly. But first off, Mitch, you have some special you want to talk about, don't you?
I got some cow jokes, and I don't know why I thought tonight would be the first time that I should try this, but I thought maybe I had some 5-year-olds that might laugh at this. I don't know. But
yeah.
So the first one, Carrie, goes, what did the cow say to the calf?
Oh, man. I have no idea.
It's pasture bedtime.
The
whole crowd got into that one.
That is a good one.
It's pretty corny, but it's darn funny.
We're gonna get
this time of the night.
We're gonna get some hate mail on that one. But you had another better one, didn't you?
Yeah. So why did the two cows not like each other?
Lord knows.
They had a beef.
Oh,
come on. I thought that was better.
Well, we give you an A for trying. Good job. I'm proud of you.
I got 18 more of them lined up.
Oh, no. It's too late in the evening to go through that many of them. But anyway, how about you talk about our little Charolais Chatter donation that's coming up here?
Yeah, so the upcoming Junior Nationals, which is going to be in Minnesota, they're having a fundraiser auction. They do several auctions and stuff usually throughout the year, but the next one will be coming up Tuesday, March 7th on SC Online Sale. And Charolais Chatter has donated an episode guest appearance. And then also we donated an apparel package. So I think what the apparel package consists of is a hat and a sweatshirt. You pick out what your choice is online and let us know, and then we'll have it directly shipped right to your doorstep. So there's 2 or 3 or 4 different kinds of hats and about that many different styles of sweatshirts. So pretty good stuff. Everybody that's gotten it so far has been pretty complimentary about the fit and finish of everything. So
the hats are really nice. They're not the Richardsons, but they're the off-fall, I guess, called the classics, and it's basically the same thing as a Richardson. Very comfortable hat, so check them out. But support all those Charolais juniors on that sale day. What was the sale day again? I was writing it down.
March 7th. It'll be on SC Online Sales. I don't think it's up yet, but it'll be up pretty quick here, I bet.
All right.
So there is. I was going to look on there, but there's all kinds of stuff there'll be semen packages to, I've seen something about hunting, some sort of hunting package to usually embryos and early arrival or skip the line maybe or something at Junior Nationals.
Semen, early herd sires.
Semen. There'll be some good semen on there, I'm sure. So.
But in all of this, I really hope that our offering is the high seller. Is just throw it out there. So, Mitch, people they want to be on a podcast with you. There might be some gal from Tahiti that will spend $1,000 to be on the podcast with the Mitch Bennett.
Indonesia, don't we have good following?
Oh yeah. We do have some Indonesian followers, so
hopefully one of them gets it, because that will be hellacious if we get one of them on.
I got a buddy in Australia that's dying to be on, so maybe he'll get it up
fun.
and buy it. So
yeah,
but no, again, all those Charolais breeders out there, get on. Even if you're not a Charolais breeder, get on there and bid off and bid high and help these juniors out for the Charolais Junior Nationals in Minnesota. So that being said, let's talk to our special guests, and they have a bull sale, Wright Charolais, coming up March 11th in Richmond, Missouri. Is that where it's actually being held? Let's go through the details of the sale, where it's going to be held at. Either one of you, Chris or Derry.
Well, the sale's actually at our ranch just outside of Kearney, Missouri. We originated in Richmond, but the sale's right 4 miles off I-35, just on the north side of Kansas City, March 11th at 5 p.m.
Perfect. So, Derry, why don't you give us a little history of how you got to where you're at here with your program on your farm side and the cattle, and tell us a little bit of history on what is Wright Charolais.
Sure. So I grew up around white cattle my entire life. From my earliest beginnings, my grandfather was in the Charolais business. He got his first Charolais in like 1959, and I wasn't born until 68. So I have memories that go way back, to the white cattle. And my grandfather, he was kind of a guy ahead of his time. He was all about growth and performance, and he kept them middle of the road, didn't go with the big phase of cattle, didn't go with the little phase of cattle, but he kept them functional, sold bulls private treaty. He sold the ranch in like 79, and I kept a few Charolais cows then. I would have been a young man. And then we decided to get back into it in like 2003, 2004. And we sold some bulls privately on the farm for a while. And then we had our first bull sale, and this will be number 16, but we had it in 2008. It was small, like 25 head. And Chris had come on board to agree to help us full time. And over time, he bought in, and he and I are equal partners, and he manages it on a day-to-day basis, because we crop quite a few acres, and I love the cows and I love the genetics, but it's Chris's main focus every day, and I like to help out, and it's a passion, but he's the manager, and that's kind of how we got to where we are.
Nice.
Perfect. So on the farm side, what crops are you farming?
We raise corn and soybeans, and we raise all seed beans for Stein Seed Company, and then a big percentage of our acres we do a lot of corn on corn, so we're about 70% corn every year.
Right. Perfect. So I think you and I talked a little bit in Denver and about how fertilizer is coming down a little bit. So that is probably a little bit of a better feeling going into this year, that all your profits from the cattle aren't going to fertilizer.
No, we're thankful to see some things come down. Chemicals and fertilizer, and that's a big help, so as long as they don't take the grain prices down farther with it, we'll be okay.
Well, I think we're gonna be fine. I think grain will be fine. Yep. No. Well, that's a good story. It's always fun to hear. It seems like all of us sitting here, our grandfathers were inspirational in what we're doing today. I've mentioned before, my grandfather played professional baseball for St. Louis, and then had 1,500 head of Hereford. So then, it's fun how genetics passes on. So this is great. But we are going to talk about some bulls in your sale. And this is pretty exciting because for all of you who are listening, get your Wright Charolais catalog out and follow along with us, because we're going to go through about 10 lots and talk about them and their families and genetics, Charolais genetics specific, and these bulls. So we got two historians on the line with us that know the moms, the grandmas, the great grandmas, and everything, right, guys? So you'll be able to tell us the full story, the in-depth, behind the scenes that nobody gets this here other than on Charolais Chatter. So,
and if you want to watch it.
Yep.
If you're listening, you can probably tune into, hopefully our Facebook will have it uploaded by then, if not our YouTube channel. So if you want to listen and watch as we're scrolling through the catalog, we'll have the pages uploaded here. So
yep.
Either way, so go ahead.
Let's start out with this Lot 1 bull, WC Captain Jack 2274. So I'm gonna let you talk about him, but I'm gonna tell people right now, I used Backwater Jack last year and had the first some of the first calves like on the ground as you guys did, and had really good. I'd bred them to heifers, and they came up small and vigorous, and grew really good. I'm really excited about the heifers out of him that we kept back. So how about you guys tell us about this Lot 1 bull?
Absolutely. This was the first calf crop for Backwater Jack, and he's a bull we bought as a yearling. He's very, very young. We're very, very excited about him, and just glad that these first calves have came the way they have. And like you said, we didn't buy him necessarily expecting him to be a heifer bull or really even thinking about it. But the first calves came little. Then I actually visited with you, and you were the first one I talked to that had actually used him on heifers. And
Yes.
We're really, really tickled with the cavities, but there's still plenty of performance there as a whole on the sire group. Males and females, both very, very good so far. The Captain Jack bull, the Lot 1, is definitely the standout of the group. He has been. I took a picture of him when he was a month of age, and I don't do that very often with baby calves. So he's been a standout that long, and we took him there to National Western to the stock show, and he was in our pen of 3. But he kind of shined on the hill when he won his division there, and for the January and February division. And he's a bull we think offers a lot in terms of cavities, especially cavities and birth weight, being out of a Rushmore daughter out of the 7M cow family. And I think there's still enough performance there. Sure, there's probably some higher growth bulls out there, but a bull we think offers a lot in terms of cavities, doability, general build, and just awesome structure and go. And really, really good bull from a great cow family with awesome udder. Pretty tickled with him. No doubt.
He's got a lot to offer, and I got to tell you. So I don't know if you guys know Clifford Mitchell. He's from Oklahoma. Yeah. Mm-hmm. I met him, and we all know Clifford. He's very strong opinion. Has a strong opinion and a very valid one. But I have to tell you, he spoke a lot about this bull. He watched it online, but he himself said, I think that bull could have took a running for the whole thing. So, that's pretty impressive. And that was just this. I don't know. A couple of days ago, I talked to Clifford, and we were just randomly talking about genetics, Charolais genetics. But that's pretty big compliment in my world that that he had that power to be in that top 3 or top 2 consideration. So
sure.
Yeah, I actually was stalled right across from the Wild Indian Acre pen there down in Oklahoma, and Backwater Jack, he was quite the dude. So yeah, I kind of got my eyes on him about every morning about 6 a.m. So I got to see him every step of the way there. But no, I was drawing to him pretty good. And then this bull out in Denver, I watched the show and up on the hill, and I don't think I seen him in the pen show, but up on the hill he looked darn good, and he was sure one of my favorites. It's hard to beat them big bulls.
Oh, for sure. And that big bull exceptional this year, no doubt.
Yeah, yep. and there were several, and but the one bull was sure hard to beat. But future wise, I kind of laid my money on this bull, and there's a couple other bulls in there that could have probably done some damage too here down the road. So, but
Mitch, maybe we should start a Charolais Chatter investment fund into the syndication of the Lot 1 bull. So
there you go.
We'll throw that out there right now. Let's see what happens. Huh? So.
Email Kerry Cliff at McGregor.
Yeah. So I don't know, Chris. Does that work? We can Charolais Chatter investment fund.
Hey, that's right. Whoever's got their last hand owns him. That's right. Yeah, we're offering half interest and half possession. We've been doing the choice of possession deals, and it's been working really, really good, where we'll use them part of the year, and the new owner will get their choice, whether they want them spring, fall. when they want them, and we'll use them when they don't. And he tested homozygous polled too, which I think is a big benefit. And we're just really excited about him.
He is PA free too, correct?
And PA free, no doubt.
Yep, perfect. Derry, do you have anything to add to that leadoff bull of yours?
I just love his mother. He's really good uddered cow. Just gets it done, So that sweetheart cow family's treated us really, really well over the years.
Good. Well, that is 3/4 of the battle, in my opinion, is that female side. So, and you did mention she's got 7. Does he have 7M back in her on the dam side?
Yeah, that's his grandma.
Okay.
Great grandma on the bottom side.
Okay. There was something on what was it? Let's Talk Charolais this last week, and people were asking about something about cows that are influenced in the Charolais breed, and I had mentioned that cow, and I mean the cheetah bull I have is a granddaughter on the dam side of 7M. Every time you see that's that Baldred 7M pop into pedigrees, in that 3rd, 4th generation. So obviously she worked. So
absolutely she did, no doubt.
All right, how about we go on to lot 16, Rebel. And that's a good name. So this is, next time we do need to name one Beaner or Rooster, don't we, Mitch?
We'll have to work up to that maybe.
Okay. But let's talk about Rebel, 2125P.
Yeah, Derry, you want to talk a little bit about his mom and the purchase of 8005?
Right. So the old 6120 cow, which would be his grandma, a famous cow, obviously Ledger's mother at the LT Ranch, just was always fascinated by that cow, and we always wanted to have a daughter out of her. So Grand Hills sold this bull's mother in Kansas City, and we partnered with Wild Indian Acres and got her bought. And she's an outsider, and she just brings everything that's good about the Brenda cow family. Great udder, structure, feet. Just she's doing a great job, and that's just a tremendous cow family. A lot of people don't maybe realize that 6120 Ledger's mom is a full sib to Rushmore, and I know those are old genetics now, but Rushmore is 15, and he's still at the ranch, and he's kind of like he's the statue around there. He gets his feed every day in his own little run, and when people come to visit, they're fascinated that old Rushmore's still there with great feet and great structure, and trots around like he's 6, and he's 15 years old this spring.
That's amazing.
Yeah,
that's amazing. Wow. Was Rushmore in Montana at the bull stud at one point, say 5-6 years ago?
No.
Did you ever? No,
not that recently. Maybe
there was There was an LT bull out there, but I can't remember who it was that when I went by and at the bull stud. So I'll have to go back and check my notes, but I was thinking it was him, but actually it was Patriot. I know that's who it was. So now I just remembered. See,
well, hey, that's all right. At least you remembered it.
Yeah, that's amazing. And actually, I got to see Firewater when he was there, and he was about 10 years old. So, but anyway, that's another story. But let's talk about this bull, Chris. What do you think? How's he put together?
Yeah, so Rebels, he's the first calf, our first embryo calf out of the 8005 donor that Derry mentioned there, and sired by the Redemption bull. Lots of look, lots of body and depth, super good structured, awesome hipped, great bull. And then as we study him on the paper, the 100K really liked him in terms of his cavities, his growth and everything. So we think that one ties a lot of good things together in terms of a pedigree that might be able to make some stuff for the show ring, but still keep some production and some numbers and performance behind him.
Yeah, he's got a big old TSI number there, doesn't he? At 272.
Yes, mm-hmm.
So yeah, he's got some numbers along with the look. Yeah, that's a good combo bull right there. So
yep, no doubt about it.
Look him up on sale day.
So when you guys say 100K, so you mean all these bulls have been 100K DNA'd?
Yeah, so all the bulls here in the catalog that were raised here are all 100K'd. So every EPD you see in the catalog out of these bulls is all genomic EPDs. Every bull's got his PA status listed right there in the catalog for you. and then they're all at least sire verified, if not parent verified, with the ET calves.
Yeah, and that's huge. Like for the people that don't know what 100K, back when they had the 50K out, they first explained it to a lot of people saying, hey, it's like collecting 45 calves worth of information or data.
Yes.
And that's how far they can kind of see into the future on them bulls. So
yep, gives us a little bit of a crystal ball.
yeah, it's not saying that it still might not change, but it's not going to change as much as some have in the past.
Right.
From year 1 to year 5. So it's a great tool. Definitely, if you're buying, it's a great tool. So yeah.
Well, look him up on sale day. So let's go to lot 37, WC Maximus 2102. I do have to ask, who named this one? Maximus. Is this off a cartoon, or there's got to be a story behind that name?
I name them all. Hey, you know what I found after 16 years, it's getting harder and harder to come up with names and be more original, for sure.
It is.
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah, my wife does give the best names, no doubt about it. Yeah.
We've started every year. We'll like our top end ones. We'll start with a certain letter, and then change it.
Yeah.
And this year we had S's, and I will with the whole Top Gun theme that was out, I went and looked up call signs that started with S. So right, striker, shooter, slap shot. So those were all call names. So it makes it a little easier when you can just start with one letter. So
yeah, we did it with when we first started, we did it with a themed, bulls we were taking, and they all had a theme. And then after a few years, it was hard to keep coming up with another theme of sorts.
It is. Well, call one rooster. So we got to do. So tell us about this bull, lot 37.
Yeah, so 37, and then a couple more bulls we're going to talk about later on, 94 and 110. 37, 94, and 110 all have the same mother. That is the Brenda 4035 cow that would come from the same cow family that the 6120 cow we just talked about a minute ago from the LT Ranch. 4035 was raised here, and she's the mother of Uncharted. He was the highest selling bull we've ever marketed here, and he's done an amazing job. And all three of these here are maternal brothers to him. The 37's a Monumental. Monumental and his full brother Inferno have both done an amazing job here. Cattle that are born light and grow as fast as any of them. And so when we put that combination together, we got 37. The Maximus bull is really, really powerful, really tons of growth. But again, as we talked on the 100K, super Cavanese and low birth. We think he's a big spread bull that's going to offer a lot of Cavanese and then just tons of performance afterwards.
What is he weighing right now?
We weighed yesterday. We ultrasounded them all yesterday. I haven't studied the sheet over, but he's 14, 15, probably. 100.
Cool.
So lots of growth, lots and lots of growth with starting at a 76-pound birth weight. So
yeah, he's got the numbers to be a good. Actually, you could come out pretty easy and just take off growing from what it looks like.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. You have anything to add on that one, Derry?
Yeah, so the 4035 cow, she would be one of my top 3 cows of all time. She has a beautiful udder. I don't know how you'd structure one a lot better. She's maybe not the biggest cow on the farm or the most powerful cow on the farm, but when we flush her, we've gotten to where we put Cavanese embryo back in those donor cows. So a couple years ago, she got a Cavanese embryo put in her, and I think she cranked that thing off, which shouldn't have had that kind of performance, but something over 800 pounds weaning weight. She just has unbelievable milk production and just gets it done every time. Just one of my, probably of the cows that are alive on our farm, she's probably my favorite.
Cool. That looks like she passes on those genetics. That's awesome.
That's interesting. You said you put a Cavanese embryo back in the donors. Just keep it safe and
just keep it safe so we don't risk having to get a big one out of them. And we still do a lot of conventional flushing because we're we can get bulls and heifers and be happy. So we we'll have them there at the donor center for a while, and then after they've been flushed for a while, we just put an egg back in them. Generally gets them bred back quicker than trying to AI them or bull breed them.
Oh, wow. Yeah. I mean, that's a great idea. And, some of them cows, they get on a little on the heavy side when you're flushing them.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, yeah, that's a great idea. Cool.
Oh, well, that's a good bull. And I'm seeing if I can tune up some music for this next lot 39. I mean, what a good name, but and his name is Rockstar.
Rockstar.
So how about WC Rockstar? Whole different set of genetics here, 2318. You guys got a lot to talk about this one.
Yep, I'll let Chris go first, and I've got some comments also.
Yeah, absolutely. So, he's actually the only bull calf that we got out of the first calf crop of the Sparrows Motley bull that we bought. He was the first bull in the ring at Cam Sparrow's place a couple of years ago. And, by the time we got him across the border and we got him out with cows, we only got to get a handful of progeny. So we're pretty excited about this guy here out of the very first crop.
So part of the reason that we bought, the Motley bull was his mother and grandmother are two of Cam's very best cows in his entire herd. Just from a production standpoint, udder, foot quality. And when you can line up two of them in the same pedigree and Cam, I don't know, for those listeners out there, Cam's got one of the very elite cow herds in Canada. He's a friend and just always shoots you straight. And when I ask about this bull, he's like, he will absolutely work for you. Cam's been here several times, and we appreciate him and his honesty, and he'll tell you exactly what he thinks. So we're really excited about the sire and this lot 39.
What's his mom's story on what has she had through the past? Here looks like she's got the good ones that she's been pumping out.
Yeah, she had actually the high selling bull in our fall sale in November. Was a Redemption Son that topped that sale, and actually went to some really good commercial customers here in Missouri. He was the bull last year, was the number 2 wean and weight bull of contemporary group of over 50 head, and this Rockstar bull here, I believe he's the number 4. So of his contemporary group, so the Ledger daughter can absolutely get it done. That's the mother of those, and she's done a great job over the years and been here for quite a while. Her mother was a donor cow that we purchased in Kansas that had, really did a good job for a long time as well.
Great. Well, check out lot 39. That was lot 39, Rockstar. So on to lot 48. And I'm not even going to try and pronounce this name, but I did watch the videos, and I made some notes here, and I put Beast. So let's talk. Maybe you should change his name to the Beast, but I'm gonna let you pronounce his name. Go for it. So,
well, his name is Colossal. Because he is a beast. He's massive. Yep. Yeah, no doubt. He's one of the stoutest, widest, just purely most massive bulls we've ever. Lots and lots of power, lots and lots of depth. I mean, just really stout. Really. But yeah, he ratioed 126 in his contemporary group. I mean, he's just been a standout for a long time. Comes from a great cow family, the old 7067 Easy Queen cow family that's been around here, and we've had progeny after progeny out of that. Bulls out of her brought over 20,000 10 years ago, 15 years ago. So yeah, it's been a mainstay here, and the bull was maybe in a little bit of a gangly stage in Denver. You should see him today. I mean, he's just massed up and powered up, and I think they said he weighed over 15 yesterday.
Wow.
When we run him through and ultrasounded. So yeah, no, we're absolutely tickled about his mass and his power, and being out of a blue value daughter never hurt anything.
Yeah. And they're looking at the actual weaning weight, 931 pounds. And so
yeah, he was one. Yeah.
Yeah. And his sire, Southern Comfort, he threw some. I mean, he had a lot. He had a big weaning weight too. I don't remember what it was, but
Yeah, Southern Comfort. He was actually out of the first calf heifer, so he was the number one out of all the first calf heifers. But yeah, he Southern Comfort's done a great job. We're real happy with the female side of that and the male side of that, and they're just really, really good cattle that are stout and functional and a lot of growth.
good old M6 genetics in the Southern Comfort Bull. That's pretty cool. So kind of familiar with those. But Derry, what would you have to add to your beast bull here, lot 48?
Yeah, he is massive. I saw him just the other day when I was through those bulls, and I would say like just lots of good females in that family. Southern Comfort's mother she's just a really good cow, really, really functional in every aspect. We lost Southern Comfort this spring to a lightning strike, and I'll tell you, they left a hole, because we use that bull a lot, and our commercial ranchers really liked those bulls. They were well received last year, and just birth to growth spread was huge in those cattle. They had some look to them and just a lot of function. So, we're probably going to use this bull and some AI and hopefully try to find how to take his dad's place.
Yeah. Well, he produces. I had a Southern Comfort carbine bull calf born last year, and they're just natural muscling, natural doers, real easy keepers. So there's definitely something easy going in that genetic line. So, okay, on to lot 67, WC Inspiration 2218. What's the story of this big boy?
Yeah, so 67, and the next couple we're going to talk about are all Infernos, and excuse me, Inferno was, the Inferno sons last year were really, really well accepted, and he sired the high-selling bull, the Encompass, and the second high-selling bull. And then commercially, the sons were really, really sought after. Inferno's EPDs just keep driving in terms of the low birth to high growth and still good carcass quality. And, the daughters are super easy keeping, super good udder, just all around super good cattle. The Inspiration bull is one that is another very, very powerful bull, like we talked about the last one. But this one, he's probably a little lower birth, and as we study what the 100K says, boy, he's super easy calving, super low birth weight, lots and lots of performance and power, and then just awesome in terms of his marbling and TSI. And his mother is a silver distance daughter that unfortunately, we've only ever had bull calves out of, but boy, the bull calves have, a lot of people have loved them over the years. Her first calf brought 12,000, and she's stopped since then. So she probably will be headed to the donor pen before long.
I was just going to say, they have this technology where you can try and get what you want out of them. But you already know that. So you beat me to it. Dang it.
We'll probably head that way, see if we can get some daughters, but she's actually got an Encompass, the high selling bull last year, the Inferno son. She's got an Encompass bull calf at her side right now that looks just like this dude. So that's really, really promising. And that's just the Inferno son's very, very well received, from the commercial standpoint to the purebred standpoint, just good, solid sire group.
Yeah. So, at the Cattleman's Classic in Kearney, Gabe Schnelly sold, and I don't know if it was Inferno son or grandson, but I want to say that bull might have topped the sale there.
Good.
But built real similar to this bull, kind of a high growth bull, and I'm pretty sure a commercial guy ended up with them. One of Gabe's customers. So I could definitely see resemblance or a stamp in what that Inferno bull's doing. So
when you look at that Inferno's out of Rushmore again, and I think we talked about in a past episode, talk about Charolais genetics, and I think there's an unsung Charolais hero in amongst our group, and that is LT Rio Bravo. So if you really start looking at pedigrees, the third generation back of deep bodied, easy doing cattle, and Rio Bravo is popping up in there. And from my understanding, he had a short life, but look at how much inspiration and genetics he's been throwing in high production Charolais cattle. So you throw that in that mix, and this would be a good producer there. So how about we go on to lot 79, which is WC Intensity 1672. Yeah, it looks like a fall bull. So
Yep. So now we're going to move into some fall-born 18-month-old bulls. About half the offering here will be the 18-month-olds. Born in the fall, can cover some extra cows, and just good solid bulls all the way through. So the 79 is another Inferno son, but his mother, the 6171 cow, actually raised an Uncharted son a year ago that was just massive. He the one she raised a year ago, he ratioed 130, and she turns right around and raises this bull at a 127 ratio. So the cow can just flat get it done. The bull she raised last year, actually, we were looking up some things, and I think he's like number 5 or 6 TSI bull in the breed, the one she raced last year. So that was pretty neat to see that. And now she turned right around again and gave us this Inferno son that, again, another pretty low birth bull that's just got worlds of performance, worlds of look, and just really built good and very functional.
I'm gonna have to add something to this one. Probably one of the first set of embryos I ever purchased were actually out of that TR Solero cow, and that's been, I don't know, several years ago. So
really? Yeah.
Yeah. So I think you and I had talked, and
Yep.
And then we bought.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Were they ledgers out of her?
Yeah. Actually, they'd be full sib. Yeah. So
absolutely.
That's been a little while ago, but it showed
has been.
the confidence I had in that female line. So I think, Derry, you're probably going to agree to that one. That female line, what on Grandma's side, has been a good producer for you.
Yes, she has. She really has. And then, on the top side, I know we've talked about Inferno, but he's just truly one of those bulls that the birth to yearling spread or weaning spread is just he is a huge spread bull, and we here in Missouri we're all on fescue, and for those folks that don't know what a fescue is, it's probably the gnarliest, nastiest grass that there is that has toxins in it and everything else. So our cattle have to be really easy fleshing, and the Infernos just totally fit that bill. Big capacity to where they can kind of a big factory to process that nasty grass. But if those cattle will work on fescue, you can send them to about any other environment and they thrive.
Oh, that's great.
That's
yeah,
good.
they don't need a big old feed bucket to make it work. Then they can make it work on some less quality forage. That's great.
Yep.
All righty, let's go on to lot 89, WC Injector 1665, another fall bull. Talk about him.
Yep, and another Inferno son, this time again out of the 7M cow family that we talked about earlier, all the way back at lot 1. And, that cow family's done an amazing job. The mother of this bull is actually a full sister to the mother of a heifer we sold to Will Blankers and Rob Creasy a couple of years ago that was show heifer of the year. But this guy's just almost the opposite in terms of being an Inferno that's just super massive, very, very sound, very, very flexible, just a more of a production oriented bull that's just got a lot of power. And again, another bull with a lot of growth. We're hoping to get our scan data back. I wish we'd have had that to talk about a little bit here tonight, but a bull I'm sure that's got plenty of marbling, big rib eyes, and yeah.
So if you were to estimate, how many 7M female progeny do you have in your herd?
Over the years, a lot. Today her, she'd probably be she'd be 21 if she was still alive today, I think. So, now even her daughters are getting old on us. But if you'd fire it down to granddaughters, great granddaughters, so I mean, between her and J139 and a couple other cows, boy, we'd have,
a lot.
a lot.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, that 7M pops in the pedigree again. So,
no doubt.
all righty, let's go on to lot 94, WC Loaded Up, 1833.
Yeah, Derry, you want to talk about this one?
This is probably my favorite bull in the sale. I mean, we've talked about his mother, 4035, and then the old lock and load bull that we bought out of Eccleston's bull sale after he had used him for a while. Really high TSI bull that we bought from Jamie. And some of those cattle were, maybe not as easy fleshing for us on Missouri Fescue, but always had tons of performance. This bull is easy fleshing. He's like the best combination of these two animals. And I love this bull, and I've told a lot of people about him, and hopefully he's the replacement for his dad. And, but like I said, 4035 is my favorite cow. So it's pretty easy to get excited about her progeny.
Yeah. Well, he's a good looking bull on the picture here, and saw the video, and he looks even better. So that's pretty impressive. There's a lot of genetic power built into that boy. So look him up on sale today. That was lot 94. And the last one we're going to talk about, but there's a lot more than what we're talking about. This is lot 110. These are just kind of the highlights. But WC Camelot 1818. What's the story behind him?
So he's also, again, out of the 4035 cow, the mother of Uncharted, and but he's got quite a bit different twist on the top side there. He's out of a bull called Windman Skaggs that has been very, very popular for Cam Sparrow that we mentioned earlier. Derry and I traveled to Canada a couple of years ago, and we saw Skaggs there at Cam's when he was, he was 10 years old, and super impressive. Awesome feet. Big square hip, just for a 10-year-old bull. He was just incredible. So took some finagling and some talking, but we managed to talk Cam out of some semen, and been using him a little bit here and there for a couple of years, and finally got this son here that we're super excited about out of one of our favorite cows. So we think this guy fits the bill in terms of some outcross potential. He also, 100K'd exceptional. He's homozygous polled. He just brings a lot to the table that we feel like a lot of people might need at the moment. So,
yep. Yeah, that's a good option. Some outcross genetics there that people are looking for. So that's a good offering, guys. That's going to be offered on March 11th. Can you review which bulls lot numbers were your Denver bulls?
Yeah, absolutely. So the three bulls we showed in our pen of three there was the lot 1 bull that we discussed first.
Yep.
The lot 14 bull, which is Redemption, out of an outsider daughter that Michael Harrell purchased from us in Illinois. And then the lot 48, the one you couldn't pronounce.
I was gonna give it a whip, but then if I had it wrong, Mitch would have gave me a hard time, and I'm a little sensitive. So
my print's so small on the screen, but is it Colossal?
Colossal, yeah.
He had a hard time with that one.
Yeah.
I do.
Well, he had a hard time with Benish too. He thought there was an R and it was actually an S. So
it was.
I don't know if it's his eyesight or his education.
Well, I told you how I learned how to read back on the old days. So
yeah. Well, you're lucky you can pronounce anything, I guess. So.
Well, that lot 14 that was in your pen of three Buffalo Bills, a pretty cool one. So, and looking at the videos, looks like there's 3 full sibs in there that are being offered.
There, when we sold her to Michael, we kept some flushes back out of her and raised these 3 bulls on her, and we're pretty tickled with them, and just good set of brothers all together.
Yeah, well, it's gonna be an exciting day for you guys, and congratulations on the offering that you have there. And why don't you give us a little review of where we can find your information, where the sale's going to be and all that fun stuff. And I do hear you guys have a fun evening party after party. Is that true? So
Absolutely, it is. Yeah. So the sale's going to be just 4 miles off I-35, North Kansas City, there at our sale facility in Kearney, Missouri.
yep.
5 o'clock on March 11th. We've got 160 bulls. We offer free nationwide delivery. We've got our videos are up on our website at wrightcharolais.com. They're up on DV Auction at dvauction.com, and the sale will also be live broadcast on dvauction.com as well.
So scan data and sale order will be the day or two before.
Yeah,
Oh.
Scan data will be first of the week, probably first of next week, and then sale order probably Friday night, Saturday morning there. Yep.
Perfect.
Do you
Perfect.
guys have some Angus bulls on the sale too? Did I see?
Yeah. Yeah.
Those are black Charolais.
It could be. In the future, it could be.
It could be. Yeah. Oh.
Yeah. So I was through. It had to be almost one of the. I bet it could have been the first sale you guys had there, maybe at your new facility. But all the bulls there in the hoop building there still. So if the weather's a little crappy, you can get a kind of a look at them and still out of the weather. And then
Absolutely,
it's got a nice little sale ring there, and yeah. So.
Well,
yeah, my wife does an awesome meal before. We got steak sandwiches for everybody, and then afterwards we've got we just started last year. Derry can tell you a little more about it, but we've got a live band coming for everybody afterwards. So.
Oh wow, Derry, you sing? Are you the lead singer?
That'd be no.
No. Well, Chris said you can do a killer Axl Rose rendition. So is that not?
Think we might have to fly Carrie Cliff in for that.
Yeah. You know, I could do a little Johnny Cash. I don't know if I could hit Axl Rose's high notes, but we could give it a whirl.
I like to tell this funny story, but it's a local band here in Kansas City. They're kind of an 80s tribute band, and they play down at the Lake of the Ozarks quite a bit. But I knew we had the right selection. I had taken a call outside once they got going last year with a customer that bought some bulls, and I walked back in, looked in the foyer, and about 90% of the crowd was singing to the words that they of the song, and everybody was having a good time. So
Good.
band back, and we have a few adult beverages, and we bring in some pizza that evening so that everybody has a little something to eat, some snacks, and we just try to make it a fun event. It's not just, hey, come buy our bulls. It's, hey, come take the day in. We're going to feed you well. We appreciate our customers. We've got a lot of customers that have been with us since the first sale, and the truth of it is without great customers, we'd be out of business, so we appreciate all those guys.
Yeah. Well, I think you said a real key thing. You're making it an event. It isn't just and that's what we've learned with our bull sale too. It isn't just to cram a bull down your throat. It's to be a part of the family and the program. And what a better way to, we had a band at our bull sale after party this year, and we had more fun there than during the sale. The sales can be stressful, but that after party is the fun where you can just let it all hang out. So.
Yep.
So Mitch, I think you want to pop into question 4 there, and.
Yeah, you bet. So, where do you think our breed is heading? Maybe maternally? Are we still terminal? Any other directions? I think there's 3 or 4 different good sides to our breed, but maybe Derry, you go first. Just where do you think what do you think is our biggest asset, in your mind for the Charolais breed right now? And it could be as far as your program. It doesn't have to be, you don't have to think about anyone else's, just maybe your program. Where are you guys heading, or what do you see, I guess?
Right. So I think the Charolais breed has come a long way since we got back involved. And I think we have a lot to offer as far as just the well-rounded package. I mean, we breed a lot of red cows in our commercial deal to maternal lines of Charolais bulls, and we retain those heifers. Some people don't know, but we have a retail meat store here in Kansas City, and we market a lot of those genetics as half Charolais, half Angus or red Angus. And then, we do breed some of those half bloods to Akaushi bulls. I think our carcass quality's come a long way on the Charolais side of things. And, those half Charolais females are super productive. Chris and I figured out that by accident, kind of, if those Wagyu Akaushi genetics have a quarter Charolais in them, we can shave about 3 months off their finish time. So that quarter Charolais in there is the terminal side of that, both, and the maternal speed up that finished product. But of the commercial cows that we have on our farm, and we've got 400 or 500 of them, we finish all those calves and we market all the meat through our store. So we feel like it's a well-rounded breed, and I think maybe we don't focus enough as a breed on those marbling genetics, but we have good marbling in those cattle, and I can tell you from looking at those carcasses every week, it's important. If you have a steak that doesn't have enough marbling in it, it's not going to taste very good. It's not going to look very good, and I think we've come a long way, and we probably Chris and I both, we're partners in the store, as long with my niece Mariah, and that runs the store, but we probably have a totally different focus on the end product than we did before we had a retail meat store.
Wow, that's awesome. And you know what, Matt Lautner, if you're listening, I said quarter Charolais back on your episode, so only for different reasons, but kind of the same thing. He was interviewing us about maybe more of the club calf show world side, but I said, hey, I see the future as a quarter Charolais, and not to take away from half Charolais or 100% purebred, but we're starting to see some things that are just crazy on our quarter Charolais, so basically out of our half blood Charolais cows. I mean, it's phenomenal. Like it's almost freaky kind of stuff. We actually had a heifer that we took to slaughter only because I didn't know if she had some sort of fatty gene in her or what, but when we weaned her off at like 700 pounds, she was plumb just about fat. So she was out of half blood Charolais and out of a club calf bull. And so at 11 and a half months old, which I know nobody takes a calf to slaughter at 11 and a half months old, but we were about out of beef, and there's no locker spots available except for this one. And I'm like, all right, it's my only chance in a year to get one. I'm taking this heifer in, but she finished at about 1150. And I mean to tell you that the butcher said, those steaks were really weird. And I thought, oh no, what is he talking about? He goes, it looked like a 1,500 pound steer trapped in a 1,200 pound body. He said, they're just, the marbling is crazy good on them. So it's crazy what that quarter or half Charolais is going to do for people, I think, in the future. Maternally, as what you're saying with the red Angus, and terminally too, it's phenomenal. So big things, I think. So.
There's a lot of those carcasses that are half Charolais, half Angus, or half Charolais, half red Angus, that will, a lot of those, I mean, I'm going to say close to 40% of those will grade prime.
Oh.
I mean,
absolutely.
By good luck and accident, the cattle that we have picked over time that work on fescue also seem to marble really well. And it kind of goes back to the old Blue Value bull, that the marble, I don't know where his rank is now, but it's right there in the very top of the Charolais breed for marbling. And those cattle truly have a lot of marbling in them, along with the milestone line.
Yeah, no, it's definitely a huge plus to our breed. And I've said it a few different times on a couple of our podcasts, and then on Matt Lautner's, if you're listening, quarter Charolais.
Yeah.
Seconded by Derry Wright.
Yeah. So your meat shop, is that called the Uppercut? Is that correct?
It is.
Yeah. I saw your logo somewhere. That was pretty cool. I like that. So it's pretty good to be on that end of the business and promote your own breed. So I think that's going to become more and more and more here in the years to come. with people doing some direct sales to keep that big four out of there. So maybe we can make some money on the deal, but.
Chris can tell you, but we started that store in 2015, and it was pretty humble beginnings because, like the old baseball deal, if you build it, they will come.
Yep.
Maybe not. It took a year of pretty hard selling and pretty hard work to figure out, to convince people that we had something better than Walmart. And once they figured it out, our store is probably 15-fold of what it was when we started. So
that's awesome.
A lot of attribute to my niece that works hard on social media, and she works hard every day, and she's the driving force behind that part. Chris and I raise the beef, and she meets the public, which I don't think either one of us really want to do. So.
That's who tortures me on Facebook at 10 in the morning when I'm doing chores. It got a little break. I pull up Facebook and here's your freaking steak or these hamburgers. There's like 8 of them that are pre-seasoned, I'm like, who's doing this to me? I didn't think it was dairy, but now I know you got a side accomplish there. That's pretty. Yeah. No, that's stuff. I don't know if it's bad or good, but when you get hungry to look at raw meat, but I sure do.
They have a little competition in Kansas City every year for best burger of the year, and I think this is the 3rd year in a row that we won it, and with what we call our Butcher's Blend burger. And when you two guys are in Kansas City next time, I'm going to cook you one of these because it's not really fair to call it a hamburger. It's delicious. They have a special blend of, short ribs and brisket and steak bites, steak pieces that they put in this blend, and it's our number one seller.
Well, I think next year at the Denver Stock Show, if we're pinned next to each other, which was really fun, by the way. Yeah. We can have. We want to grow this Friday at noon event, and for all breeders. So maybe we ought to have a little cook-off. So let's have a little fun and plan that for next year. So
Chris and I will send the beef out. How about that?
There you go. Yeah.
All right, guys. Well, we're going to wrap this up, and I want to thank you for being on with us today, and good luck with your sale. Got a great offering, and if there's any questions out there for people listening, reach out to Chris and Derry, and they can answer all those questions that you may have. And I used a bull of theirs, man, it's been several years ago, and actually one of our bulls in Denver was out of a daughter of him, so the old reliable bull. So I do have to say, of all bulls I've had, I don't know. So the positive part is when he got out, he never broke a fence, but I couldn't figure out how he got out. So he was a Houdini, and I sold him to actually the owner of the company that I work for, the McGregor company, and he's still going at, I think, what is he, 8 or 9 years old. And actually, the meetings I was at the last 2 days with Ian McGregor, he goes, I don't know how that bull gets out, because as big as he is, but he can get out and not even look like he got out. So I don't know if there's a genetic line in him somewhere. We should have, instead of calling him reliable, we should call him Houdini, because he got out. Yeah, it was amazing. So
Look for more cows to breed.
Yeah, he did. Oh, he was a breeder. Yeah, there was no doubt. So anyway, guys, it's a pleasure, and we'll see you on the next trip, and good luck on your sale.
Thank you.
Thanks for the opportunity.
Yes.
Sometimes good boys act like bad boys. Don't take offense, deep down we're all little boys. It's just part of our DNA. A 7-day road trip, hanging out with friends, nothing but fun adventures and drinking. Come on, y'all, and little boys. The boys will be boys.
That's a wrap.